Yeah, I watched your interview with James English. I watched your London reel. There was a moment when I thought you were going to put James English in a headlock. That was quite compelling viewing.
Yeah. I tell you what that was about, right? I did a TV show. It was Channel 4 News. I was talking about the Jeremy Kyle show. Someone just committed suicide, and I was on there because I went on the Jeremy Kyle show. Long story short,
how was that?
It was all right, actually. It was a really great interview. It was fantastic. But the only thing was, it's tarnished with the brush, the Jeremy Kyle show. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. It's long story short, I was saying, the news interviewer said, what do you think? Do you think it should finish, or do you think it could carry on? I said, well, it has the ability, the Jeremy Kyle show, to do some really good work. If it reforms, if it's like, what's that lesbian lady in America? Oh, what's her name? And I said, Ellen. But my PR guy said, Alex, why did you say lesbian lady? Now we can't use that. I mean, today you could be too PC. I'm a geezer. I'm an ex-paratrooper. You know, you say things that down the pub when the camera's not rolling, maybe that you wouldn't say if 100,000 people are watching, because you're always going to offend someone. But the thing is, you got to relax a bit. I mean, I meant no abuse by saying lesbian lady. Now going back to James English, he was like mocking. I talked about eating meat. He said, oh, I know you do. And I laughed a little bit. But actually later on I said, that's not cool. And we thought about taking it out. But I thought, do you know what? It's fine. You can be too PC. How have you found this when you're doing this, trying to be PC?
Oh man, it's
and
a
not
nightmare.
Not
it's
upset
an
people.
Nightmare. I mean, my channel started as a prison channel. Prison slang is not exactly PC.
No.
Recently, I interviewed Stephen French. And Stephen French, out of Toxteth, Liverpool, he used the N-word multiple times, so many times that even after we got in trouble for the first version and edited the N-words out, there were still N-words in it, and we had to take it down again and put it back up for a third time.
Yeah.
So that kind of like spoils like the momentum of what we're trying to do here.
It's frustrating. I was talking, I've got some notes today, because I did the James English show. And
Shout out to James. I'm going to put the link in to Alex's video with James in the description box, so check that out as well.
And it was really great. I've done lots of podcasts. I've heard really big things about you. That's why I'm here. But I didn't plan anything, and it was kind of a shot from the hip. But what I've realised is I did get a bit of stick, and I'm okay with that, because if you're not getting a bit of hate, you're not doing something right. But then I didn't get the points I wanted to get across. And I think I've got a platform. And when you've got a platform, you've also got a responsibility, which is you can't just do what you want. You've got to think about not upsetting people. And to reach more people, but you can't be too PC, because then you're down your truth of who you really are.
I'm completely desensitized because I've been through prison. So I've had to learn as well about certain lines must be drawn. And there are people who aren't as desensitized as us.
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend those people.
You can use any word you want, and you can call me a cunt and I can say, you cunt. But if there's a way you say it, that's the way you say it. That's the same with the N word. If I say F you, it's the implication, the interpretation. But people get so, you can't say that. Oh, shut up.
Yeah, so it's all about having a laugh, and some humour is offensive to some people, but it's like Joe Rogan says, there's got to be a medium to let this energy out, this tension out, and humour is that medium.
I think now the way the media is going, with more podcasts, with more people going online, they're not, it used to be, they say mainstream media like ITV, BBC, Sky, they're all sitting there all prim and proper daytime TV. I'm like, fuck off. They're not real. And people are faking what they really mean. And I know the bullshit, and I know the lies. I know the lies. I know the lies. We'll talk about lies later.
And it's those people who are pretending to be the most righteous in society. People on TV, the fakers, the judges, some police. From my interviews with sex workers, I've learned that those people are the kinkiest people in society. They're up there on the pulpits preaching to the masses, suppressing the inner sexual urges. And that suppression causes a warpedness that leads to such a high frequency of paedophilia amongst the elites and all kinds of strange, I'm not knocking kinky behavior, but illegal behavior and paedophilia.
I was going to say, because kinkiness is fine. I mean, but it's perversion is when that you're doing something against someone's will.
Yes.
Or, there's something that people aren't enjoying. That's not fun. That's not right. Be kinky as you want. And I guess though, is it very English? You've got to be prim and proper, and this is how you've got to be, and we must behave a certain way. Is that where these perversions come from, because they want to rebel against it? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying that by getting on the pulpit and saying to people, like,
should behave like this.
Yes, they are suppressing their own inner sexual needs. I'm talking about like the extremists who say, no sex before marriage, all this kind of stuff. They're preaching that to other people.
Yeah.
Or people who just uphold the law all day. Judges. I'm told by sex workers that judges are some of the most regular clients, are some of the most kinkiest clients.
Totally believe that. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of psychologists having therapy and stuff, and I'm like, afterwards, and forensic psychologists for different things I can't go into, but I'm like, this person is giving an opinion, a legal opinion, to professionals and I'm like, this guy's not with it himself. He's got the most. He's not together. How can this person be trusted? I mean, I don't know his personal life, but you can get a sixth sense from someone's aura and how they are. Just from it's. I don't know how to explain it. It's extrasensory perception. If people don't know what I'm talking about, you probably can't comprehend what I'm saying. But you can almost see when you can just feel if someone's not right. And this person has got all these qualifications, and they're telling you how you should be. I'm like, well, let's shine a mirror on you. Oh, we're not here to discuss me. We're here to discuss you.
I did a lecture to psychotherapists and psychiatrists in London, and I talked to them all individually afterwards, and they were all as crazy as anybody, and they had become therapists and psychiatrists to heal themselves in the first place.
That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I am too.
As long as they're not still fucked up and putting their fucked upness on you.
Yeah.
Because it's like a reformed smoker. You know what I mean? Don't smoke! It's bad for you. You know what I mean? It's like,
we're all fucked up. And I think it's a lifelong learning lesson to take time for introspection, analyze ourselves, and try and improve and just become less fucked up as we go along. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. We have emotional reactions to things. We get carried away, and we make those mistakes when we're not in that rational frame of mind.
As we look at mistakes, this is your book. Was this a mistake?
Mistakes that lead to SWAT teams.
Do you often wonder? I mean, I look at my life. You're 51.
Yep.
I'm a few years younger than you, 45, and you get around this sort of age, you start questioning what life's all about. Why are we here? All this pain and suffering, all of the mistakes. I've had money, I've lost money, lost money again. I'm sure you've had even more crazy experiences. And I mean, this looks quite like, is it a mistake or is it a lesson? How do you explain this? What's this all about?
So, I do a long talk.
In like a one sentence, if you could paraphrase.
Okay, so lad from Widnes, Cheshire, grows up with no money, starts trading the stock market at 16, becomes a millionaire in his 20s, has no emotional maturity whatsoever. The rave scene in Manchester and Liverpool had such a big impact on him. He wants to transfer that scene over to the Sonoran Desert, over to Arizona. At the peak of it, he's throwing parties for up to 10,000 people. He's running an ecstasy trafficking ring, hired about 200 people to run that with him. And his competition is Sammy the Bull Gravano, underboss of the Gambino crime family, who's got a hit out on him.
So for those people who don't know, that's quite a serious dude.
Yeah.
Who's a scary dude.
Yeah.
With a lot of power.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I was getting protected by the New Mexican Mafia at operations in Mexico, so I had to be good with the guys in Mexico as well. And I mean, look at me, I'm just a business graduate.
That's what I was going to say. You come across very well-to-do, amenable, nice, pleasant. I've chatted to you before we've done this, and this guy's a gangster.
No.
No,
No.
no. But I mean, I'm sure you
I had gangsteritis.
Gangsteritis.
Yes, I'd watched too many movies like Scarface and Blow, and when you're a young person, high testosterone young person, you get gangsteritis. And I tell young people now, keep your day jobs, folks, because it leads into the prison, police, or death.
I have some experience, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a friend who was a gangster, was a tough guy, and now I was like listening to him yesterday. What happened to you? He's got 5 kids, and he's at home. He's going blind, unfortunately, and he's daddy daycare basically. And I said, what happened to the tough badass? He's gone. He's disappeared. This is what life's all about now, and it's surreal. Like, I hear what you mean, gangsteritis. As you're young, you've got a weird perception of how you should be, but we do eventually grow up. And now you're a Guildfordian. Is that so? Guildford, we're in Guildford.
Next to Aldershot.
Good old Aldershot, yes. I love Guildford. I went to acting school here. So how long have you been in Guildford?
So I ended up in Guildford because one of my ecstasy suppliers out of LA, who got arrested a few years before me, he ended up getting in the federal prison system, deported back to London prison, then in a halfway house in Guildford, fell in love with Guildford, as you do, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
My prison sentence was running later than his, so I ended up at my parents' house in the north. And then DJ Mike Hot Wheels, who's in Guildford, he said, just come and move in with me. Because, to get my career going.
DJ Hot Wheels.
DJ Mike Hot Wheels, yeah, he used to come out and play my raves and bring a few...
This is after you're not a gangster anymore?
No, this was when, at the peak of what I was doing.
Oh, so you're here while
this is all in my book Party Time.
Yeah.
Mike Hot Wheels would fly out from LA and gig at my raves and bring a lot of pills out as well. This was before I was going through Holland. I was going through LA before I started going through Holland.
Tell me, I know you're interviewing me, but I'm fascinated. This is how it should be, though. I mean, a proper chat, because I've got loads of people who want to... Having mixed with precarious individuals, what I know, I didn't envy them, because, they're always doing this.
Yeah.
But that becomes not even... It's just like breathing. So they don't know any other way. And one thing I know about... I want to live a long life. That's one thing I do want to do. I think we live about 8 years on planet Earth. I'm over half of that now. I want to live the rest of them at least, and healthy, without doing this. And stress is one of the biggest killers, bar none. I don't just want to live. I want to thrive, right? So you must have been, because I've been... do I share this? I was somewhere once on a mountain, about to go into a room in the Caribbean, and the guy I was with, I said, "What's to stop these guys we're going to go and meet, these Caribbeans, have AK-47 shoots and throw us over the side of the cliff?" And so I don't know. I'm out of my depth here. I don't know. I can't get involved in this stuff. What am I doing? I'm here. Too late. All this is going through your head. I'm like, what? I'm mixing with the wrong people. That was holy. It wasn't brown, but it was close. I mean, surely there's times where you're thinking, do you get used to it?
So, I was working the stock market for the first 5 years in America. Thought I was just going to have a normal life. Bring Wildman over, my best friend from childhood. And that opened some doors to some criminal organizations. I get a call one day. I'm working in the office in the stock market. I get a call from one day from a guy who's selling ecstasy for us called Fish. He says, "Can you grab Wildman and come over here? There's a situation." I said, "Yeah, what's the situation?" I'd rather not say on the phone. All right, I'll go and grab Wildman. Go to Wildman's place. He's out collecting debts for some Colombian crack lord, so I can't get him. So I drive over to this apartment in Tempe, Arizona. It's about a 30-minute drive. Fish answers the door of his missus. His missus is in tears. I think she's been assaulted and they want Wildman to do something about it. So what's the matter? They're so terrified they can't say anything. I hear an electrical crackling sound coming from another room. And they look at me and they say, "You best just go and look yourself." So I walk down the hall into the room, open the door, and there's a naked, hog-tied man with a rockabilly quiff on the floor. And all of these Mexicans are stood around him. And there's a guy that I've been introduced to through Wild Man from the New Mexican Mafia who's got an older guy with this stately, swept-back grey hair, stood over the Mexicans, giving them commands in Spanish, and they're pulling these cattle prods out and electrocuting this guy. And every time they electrocute him, piss just squirts out of his dick onto the floor. Now, I've never seen anything at this level before in my life. I say to Fish, what's happened? Fish says, look.
Is he unconscious?
No, he's conscious.
He's screaming.
Yeah. Well, he's all tied up and stuff. Fish says he came and bought drugs, waited for me to leave the house, came back to the house, robbed my drugs, robbed your drugs, robbed their drugs. I called you. I called them, and they got here first. So basically, they held him. They told his roommates 10 grand, 24 hours, or we're taking him out to the desert, and the money was paid. But I'm in a situation where I'm working the stock market. I'm seeing this, and I'm thinking, all right, what do I do? Do I look shocked, and these guys think I'm a liability, or do I somehow try and play along, even though I'm shitting myself? So I look at the head guy with the grey hair, and he's smiling at me like, welcome to the family. And I say, look, I couldn't get wild, man. I've just run over here from the office. I've got to get back to work. Looks like you guys have got this situation under control. And I left the place thinking, all right, I'm okay with these guys. But I was worried because it could have gone either way. But yeah, I mean,
kill you or kill them? Kill him.
If they think I'm leaving and I'm going to tell someone,
yeah.
If I'd have indicated I was scared,
yeah,
they could have saw that as weakness.
I see. Yeah.
And then, right, we need to keep him here as well.
Yeah.
So that should have been my fucking wake-up call.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I was on drugs. I was on crystal meth. I was on ecstasy, GHB, or Mexican pharmaceuticals. They'd scrambled my decision-making processes to the point where I was just thinking I'm living like a character out of a movie. I didn't see. I was blind to the danger of it. For that moment, I was shitting it. But I still couldn't get out of the lifestyle. I got more and more deep into it. And that was just one situation out of several.
I've seen that. I mean, we've seen the film Scarface, the first scene before he's got his mate. He's handcuffed to the bath above the shower, and he's going to get chainsawed, and his mate's chatting up a girl. Oh shit! I better run upstairs, and he shoots him. But yeah, it just the reality of having. Just careful what I say. So, having experienced some things like that. It's
allegedly experienced some things like that.
Yes.
Yes.